Hi everyone, Jan Fursdon here from Fursdon House. I have a journal that I wanted to share with you this morning, and this journal will be for sale in my Etsy shop, and I'll put that link below. This is one of what I call my recycled books. It started life as one of these, totally different. And on my earlier videos, I mentioned that I had found these books in Walmart about a year ago, year and a half. And it was an excellent price, but I love the paper. It looks like craft paper, but it isn't. There's a slight sheen to it, and it writes on it. You can write on it, and it's beautiful how it takes the ink. It's really neat. And so what I've done, I bought it for the pages actually, and so I take out the pages that are sewn in. So you see, there's where I've stopped. So I would go through here, find the next signature that was sewn in, and you see those. So I would take out those pages, and I've done this a couple of times now. I think this is about the third or fourth one I've done. And once you take all of those out, you're left with these that are still in there, but they are they've been glued in, and I can still tear them out. But one day I thought, you know what, I'm going to save those and see if I can't do something with them. And then that's when I came up upon the idea of doing my pressed flowers with them. But anyway, so that's this. So it is a recycled book. It doesn't have signatures because it's all one piece. So anyway, let's just go ahead and get started. This and this is not a serious Easter journal. It doesn't have. It has one Bible quote, which is one of my favorites, naturally, John 3:16. It has that on the reverse. And there, of course, there is the reverse. These two covers, the front and the back cover, are digital kits that I got from My Porch Prints. Oh my goodness, she has some of the most lovely prints. So I'll put her link below as well. Excuse me. Just beautiful prints. But as I was saying, this is not a serious Easter journal. It's not designed as a devotional book. This is using vintage Easter prints, and I love some of the Easter, well, I love the vintage graphics, period. And all of the Easter graphics are from Tailor Made Journals, which is also another fabulous shop, and I'll put her link below. Make some beautiful digital prints and journals and what have you. But so that's where the front is. Also, the front and the back covers are My Porch Prints. The inside, which I'm about to show you, are Tailor Made Journals. And all I've done is just printed this out and put it on there. It didn't belong to the page, of course. But there you see it. And I've just decorated the spine with some spring-looking buttons. My approach here was something happy and spring-like, and so that's kind of what I've done. The dimensions are 6 inches by 8 inches, and it's got just shy of a 1-inch spine. As you can see, it's got a bookmark of a key. Then we have the journal closure with this beautiful ribbon. I'm getting low on it, and I can't find any more like it, but such is life. So let's go ahead and open it up, and you'll see what I have done with it. Got a little carried away here. But inside, so what I did with it, all these, I glued the pages together. I took 2 pages and glued them together, and then I've cut out and inserted my pressed flowers. Now there are 16 of these pressed flowers, and these are original. They're authentic pressed flowers. They're not silk. They're not paper. These are actually the real thing. And on the front and the back cover, I did put a little lamb here, so I'll let y'all determine the importance of that. I think that's fairly obvious, but who knows? Let me get him done right here. He's a sweet little thing. But other than that, that's the only, yeah, I think you can see him there. But as I said, it's not a devotional journal. Those I take very seriously, and this is not one of those. This is a fun Easter one. On the front and back inside covers, I've done the decorative stitches, and you can also see on the edges of the pages that I've done the decorative stitches in different colors. I'm thinking of Easter egg colors, although they're a bit dark. I wanted them to show up on the darker paper. So I had fun with that. So every page set is done like that. And this, I wanted it to mimic a basket. What can I say? And we have Easter eggs. So I just took out, I took my oval template and cut out shapes and made Easter eggs. And these won't spoil. They don't smell rotten after a few days. At least I hope not. And on the reverse, you know, I'm always trying to find extra ways for y'all to make journal space. I put some writing paper. Oh, and this writing paper with the lines, that comes from My Porch Prints as well. And I'm going to put these in here, but for the most part, I'm not going to put things back. Actually, I'm just going to leave them out. That's just going to be easier. But all of these that I'm about to show you, I did not glue anything down because, again, once you start gluing things down, you're limiting your space. So all of the cards are completely removable. I've used the Tim Holtz, the miniature, what do you call them? Paper clips. I'll get it out in a minute. I've used those, but all of these are... I've inked them up, stained the edges and stuff, but they're all clear on the back, again, for more writing. But just, I love the graphics. And again, all of these graphics on the inside, those are by TaylorMade Journals. And again, I'll put those links below. So I want to give you plenty of space. And here we have the pink mandevilla. That's from my garden here in Madison. Most of these are from my garden in Madison, Alabama. Here on the reverse, we have that. And then, of course, you can see the reverse of the mandevilla. We have a little card here. Again, it's all the cards are clear on the back. And you have the purple salvia. I think you can see it. Maybe that helps. I should have had a card handy to put underneath, but I don't, so it's all good. And we have a Happy Easter to You. They're just so sweet. You realize back when these were made, they didn't have all the fancy things that we have now to use to come up with graphics. And they just did such a fabulous job. Here we have the Paradigm Hosta. That's from my mother's house in Huntsville, Alabama. You can see him there. He's purple. Beautiful. And more cards. So each page has one card on it, journal card. Again, giving you lots of space. And there's this one. And this is Vinca, purple Vinca. It so happens this one, it turned out I put a lot of purple in it. It just happened that way. I don't plan those things. There's another. This one's German. It's Fröhlich Ostern. So Happy Easter. That's German. Deutsch. Fröhlich Ostern. I'm hoping I'm not slaughtering that pronunciation. This one also is, some of them just don't want to, come on, get out. And she's sweet. Frohe Ostern. This one's not Fröhlich, but Frohe Ostern. I apologize to my German friends if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, and I'm sure I'm not doing it justice. Germany is where we were stationed there, several different places. Mannheim and Wiesbaden, but our favorite was in Nuremberg. And we lived in a little town called Fürth. And the little boy that we knew at the time, he was, I think, about 6 or 7. He's the same age as my youngest daughter. This is a pink crepe myrtle. He is now a colonel in the German Bundeswehr. And we see pictures of him every now and then, and it's just so neat to have known him back when he was a little kid. I'm not sure if he'll appreciate me saying that or not, but he and my girls and his sister Steffi were just the best of friends, and they had a wonderful time. But Germany is where I learned to do an Easter tree. Now, you can see them all over the place now, but back in 1981, when I first learned it, when we lived in Mannheim, I saw someone, I saw a picture of one, or no, we went to a store and saw it. That's a pansy. Aren't those beautiful colors? Just love them. And I saw this tree decorated in Easter eggs and Easter candies and all kinds of stuff. And that, I think, is French, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce it. We will just leave that language alone. I think, but the translation is probably Joyful Easter or something. Who knows? But I saw this Easter tree, and it was decorated. Those are ironwood buds. And again, a little card. And I saw that tree and I was like, oh my gosh. And what they had done, they used pussy willow branches. Not really a tree, but it was mimicking a tree. And it was pussy willow branches, and they had put little ornaments and all kinds of stuff on it. And I fell in love. Of course, anyone who knows me, I have this affinity with trees. Christmas trees are like in every room of the house at Christmas. And now I have an actual very large branch that stands about 5 feet tall. That's nice and gnarly and twisting roots and everything and stuff. And I use that as my Easter tree now. But I also have other decorations, and I just love it. So naturally, I had to have my own Easter tree. And I started with, let's see, which one is that one? I think that one might, I don't know if it's German or what. Anyway, oh, this is a passion flower. That looks so beautiful. This is also known as mock apricot. And it dries very interestingly, but it's very fragile. And it's got the most beautiful colors. It's also known as the passion flower. So you can see I've put that on the reverse. Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry. Passion flower and then passion flower on the reverse. But it is also known as mock apricot. And there's the center of the book with the key that's just put in there with seam binding ribbon. And there's one more card. These graphics, they're so cool. And here we have purple clover. That came from the field next to Kroger's, which has now been dug up because they're building a new school there. So there goes my source for purple clover. We have white clover in our yard, in our garden, but anyway, such is life. But I love the graphics. And here we have Speedwell. The Speedwell came from Gallatin, Tennessee, where my husband works. He works up at TVA up there at the power plant there, steam and coal. And he will tell you how he is such a marvelous husband. He went out one day getting some, I think it was some of the passion flowers. A few were here in Madison, and he found some up there. But he was in this field, and he's going after these things. And, of course, he's still in his work clothes, and he's not too far from work. And then, of course, one of his buddies stops and says, Nigel, what's the matter? Are you okay? And, of course, Nigel did anything but want to be found picking flowers and stuff for his wife. But like the gentleman that he is, he admitted what he was doing. He says, no, I'm just getting some things for my wife. Bless his heart. And so he reminds me of that. Let me just pull him this way. But one day he was out getting me some of the flowers that he saw. And he saw a snake. Now, he's not afraid of all those things. He just kind of like, shushed it away or whatever. That's Queen Anne's lace. That's also known as bishop's lace. And that's after the very high collars that they wore several hundred years ago. Queen Anne made them famous. And bishops also had the high collars, and they were lacy and frothy and just beautiful. And that's where that comes from. And I think it's also known as mock carrot, I think. I didn't know that until I went looking it up, but there we go. Another sweet card. But yes, my husband goes all over the place whenever, well, he doesn't go deliberately to places, but if he sees something on the way home, he gets it. That's a pink azalea bud from here in Madison. And then the sweet little card. I'm not even going to take it off. It's the back is blank. So here's a sweet one. Little birds. Little girl. Sweet. And then there's this one. And this one, let me take this one out so you can see the flower better. Those are bleeding hearts. So pretty. They hang down in clusters. And you can see there's slightly purple and red. And they hang down in clusters, so they're great for hanging baskets. And those are from our baskets here in Madison from last year. See the little card there. And that one is just a word of greeting this happy Easter day. So sweet. And again, the reverse is blank. And this flower is a knockout rosebud here in Madison. My husband is the gardener. I can press them, and that's about it. I kill them otherwise. I can weed on occasional, but when I try and grow things, they tend to revolt and die. But my husband, oh my goodness, he has a green thumb like you wouldn't believe. This is white crepe myrtle. You can see some of the seed pods. We planted this crepe myrtle when we first moved here in 1991, and it is massive now. I've never seen a crepe myrtle so big, but that's typical of my husband. He's amazing with gardening. And then this is a rhododendron bud. Sweet little 2 rabbits and a half of an eggshell, taking more Easter eggs. And there's the last card. And then on this back cover, okay, there's another little, I forget now what you call them, charms, whatever, handmade charms. Someone gifted that to me, and do I remember where? No, I apologize. If you recognize it as yours, just take credit for it and let me know. And again, these are just the Easter eggs because, you know, we have to do our own Easter eggs. And again, the reverse, you can see there. So that is my Easter journal. I had fun with it. I know it's a very difficult time right now, and so I'm doing the social distancing, and I'm doing it by working in my studio and trying to keep my mind off all the insanity going on. And so I thought, well, I want to do something uplifting, and I wanted to do something spring-like, and this is one of those things that I did. So I hope that you're taking care and being careful. I wish you all the best, and may God bless each and every one of you. It's a trying time, but we'll get through this. You just have to have faith and pray. So greetings from Madison, Alabama. It's a lovely spring day. It's very warm and sticky, so I suspect we're going to have rain very, very soon. My husband's been outside doing the mowing. He's not home this afternoon, so he's like, okay, I've got to get it done before I leave for work. And it was so loud I had to stop. This is the second go at making a video because, oh, this is a new phone. My phone died the other day. My old faithful, I've had it for about 8 years, and it finally died. And so consequently, this is a new camera, but it is doing amazingly well, probably too well. I don't want it to take pictures of too many things, but it's faster and the clarity's better. And this is like my second video doing it, so I'm anxious to see how it loads up. But anyway, have a blessed week. Take care, and I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye-bye.